Good morning, internet friends. I thought it would be cute if we had coffee together this morning. Cheers. How are you? I hear you. I also hear my belly rumbling. I'm doing pretty well today. I feel like the momentum for positive change in my life is now much stronger than ever before. Even though lots of strange ailments that I had when I was a little girl came a kind of back, like eczema above my eyes, some on my hands, not wanting to eat very much. Apparently my mum said that when I was younger I'd go through stages of really not wanting to eat. But I've been finding a good balance with everything. It's really interesting how first thing in the morning we kind of find our way back to where we are. Because I dream quite deeply. I think everyone dreams quite deeply. Sometimes, maybe we don't remember it, but I'm sure I shouldn't say everyone. It's going to be someone that says, not me. Not that you talk like that, if that was you, sorry. Not me. Just my cute little inner gnome, that voice, I think. Yeah, I think the dream world allows us to be much softer, much more fluid, much more able to process things that maybe we can't during the day or in this 3D box that we're in. And yeah, I kind of like it. I like the return to earth. It feels weird. I never used to have this good of an experience waking up. I think waking up to alarms for a really long time puts you in a bit of a state of panic. And then I had a long period of time where I wasn't too well, where I could wake up whenever I wanted. And I've sort of had the last few years of my life, like my job starts later in the day, or I'd been self-employed, or something that had allowed me to have my mornings to myself, and that's really helped with the process. Last night I had a cool dream. I'm going to tell you about it. Morning breakfast buddy. It's probably like any time of the day you could be watching this, but you can never go wrong with a good cuppa. So British. But then if this was British, that would be tea. Back to the dream. I woke up feeling really peaceful. So this dream was pretty peaceful, but it might not sound it. There was like a big storm, and it was sort of a mishmash between Vietnam, Mexico, and Ashford, the UK, where I'm from. There was lots of different features of different countries in that place. And there was a school, and I was employed by the school in some way. as I have been for a lot of life, working in schools. And my mum has too, and my grandpa before her. So we've got a long line of school lovers, quote unquote. And so I was picking up these kids to come for a class, and I was waiting for them, and they weren't coming. So I was like, okay, I'll go down and I'll find them. So I went to find them, and there'd been this big storm, and the classrooms were kind of like inside out classrooms. It was really cool. They were like little mud towers, but also wood trees and stuff, with kind of like sheltered roofs, and it was like well temperatured in there. There wasn't anything cold or anything, no water leaks. There'd been this huge storm, and a river had formed just outside the school. So when I took the kids, the two that I was picking up, we went for a little adventure, and we were walking down, and those two kids were like playing and running and, you know, just like enjoying life, splashing in puddles and stuff. And I was talking to an older kid. He was like, I think he said he was from India, and he was at the school down the road. I was like, okay, there's a road, I'm confused, there's another school, okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna walk to the coast now. And in my head, that was like a good couple of days away, but he was like, no, I'm gonna do it in one day. And I was like, okay, cool, good for you, dude. And he was like, you should try it sometime. I'm like, okay, I will. And he's like, great, have a great day. And then he like carried on walking. I'm like, bye. It like speeds up down the hill. And then the two kiddos kind of come back, and we get to this mud lake with like big crops. If you've ever been to the south of England, or you grew up near where I grew up, there's like big cornfields sometimes when it's the right time of the year, pre-harvesting, and it was like loads of those cornfields, and the kids were like popping in and out, and then this stage just appeared, and there was all of these paparazzis taking pictures of the kids and me, and then this stage come up, and there was this beautiful blonde woman and a beautiful blonde man, and they were sort of on the stage together, and the guy grabs the woman's face and kisses her really dramatically, and then pushes her away, and then she's just stood there like, what just happened? And then the dream ends with me and the kids giggling in fits of laughter. I don't know what that means, but I woke up feeling quite joyous. It's funny, I think, that the dream world can become a place for us to act out things in our unconscious that maybe we need to be reminded of, or need to be ironed out or worked on or something, you know. Because actually I remember, now I'm saying it to you now, I hadn't made this connection before, but I remember when I was at school, little school, I was going to say that, when I was at primary school, I must have been really young, I had a really good friend, and I was going for a music lesson, and then as I left, I gave her a kiss, because that's what I did with my family, and that's how we show love, or so I thought. And then everyone laughed at me really dramatically, and I'm remembering the embarrassment of that dream now, not the dream, of that world, of that moment in that dream now. It's interesting. It's almost like coming back to soften the memory, you know, so that it isn't a fear or something to be embarrassed of anymore, because you're just a little one, you're just a wee one, and we can internalize things, I think, sometimes, make a bigger story out of them than is necessary. But that's just my ponderings for the mornings. It's going to be a good day today. I've decided I'm leaving Vietnam at the end of the school year. I've got a couple more months, or just under 2 months. And so I'm sad excited, you know, it's that the way of the wandering soul, you know, we get into the place, we make friends and have beautiful experiences, and hopefully give parts of our heart to people to enjoy, to nourish them, to grow them. then we leave. But I'm really excited to go on to the next adventure, whatever that might be. Yes. And I'm going to try a challenge for YouTube. Not really for anything else other than myself. And I want to try and make some videos so my family can see a bit more of what I was up to travel-wise. And people have made some really beautiful comments about how my videos have impacted them in the past. And I like that. I want people to feel less alone and a little bit seen, a little bit loved. And it's fun to watch old videos again. And sometimes they pop up on my thingy and I'm like, oh, what does past me have to say to this me? Past, present, future me. It's all the same thing really, isn't it? But that's a bit much for before the rest of this coffee. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to try and hit 11:11 because why not? Love you.